Hello children, today let us start with another chapter, Endocrine System and Adolescence. Endocrine system is a system of chemical messengers called hormones which are produced by glands. Now, our body has two types of glands in our body. One is called the exocrine gland and the other one is known as the endocrine glands. So exocrine and endocrine glands we have in the body. The exocrine glands, they have ducts. Ducts are like tubes coming out from the glands, and whatever they secrete, the secretions, they are taken to the target organs by the ducts. For example, it is the sweat gland, salivary glands, and pancreas. There are even more here. There are just 3 to name, okay? I'm just naming 3 glands here, but there are more exocrine glands. That means they have ducts, and what they pour their secretions into the ducts, and the ducts take it to the target organs. What are target organs? Target organs are the organs where they actually produce their effect. Okay, now we come to the other set of glands that is there in the body, that is the endocrine glands. I told you it is a system comprising of chemical messengers, okay, called hormones. They produce these hormones, okay. Now, endocrine glands are ductless glands, no ducts. The hormones are poured, what they secrete is called hormones. These hormones are poured directly into the blood because they do not have ducts. And the blood takes it to the target organs where they will have to produce their effect. Okay, the blood takes it to the target organs. Now these hormones, they are produced in very small quantities. They are not required in large quantities, okay? They are produced in very small quantities, and hormones are very specific in their function. They are very specific. If a hormone has to act for height, it will only act for height, okay? If it is for some other character, like say color of the hair, then it will only act for color of the hair, okay? So these are the characteristic features of these endocrine glands, okay? Now, these are a few of the important endocrine glands that we will be dealing with. The thyroid, one is called the thyroid, adrenal gland, pancreas, and the pituitary gland. What is a hormone then? Hormone is a chemical substance secreted by an endocrine gland which is directly poured into the bloodstream and acts on the target organ or cell. Okay. Now, so this is the definition of hormone, okay, what it is. Now, let us begin with the first gland, that is the thyroid gland. The thyroid gland, it is a bilobed gland. You can see over here. It looks like, it is also called the butterfly-shaped gland. Okay. It is a bilobed gland which lies below the larynx, the voice box, on either side of the windpipe. Okay. Now, what does this produce? The thyroid. It produces the hormone known as thyroxine. It produces the hormone thyroxine. The thyroxine speeds up the activities, the various reactions in the body. Okay? It helps in growth also. Okay? So the hormone secreted by the thyroid gland is known as thyroxine. And what type of a hormone is thyroxine? It is protein by nature and it has iodine in it. Protein by nature and has iodine in it. And what does thyroxine do? It speeds up most of the reactions taking place in the body. Okay? The metabolic rate, the chemical reactions going on in the body, it speeds up all the chemical reactions in the body. Now, the hormones, these hormones, when they are secreted in insufficient amount, also there is a problem. And if it is secreted in excess, again that leads to another problem. Okay, so insufficient secretions or over secretions. Now see what happens when there is insufficient secretion. Now, insufficient secretion of iodine, thyroxine I mean. Now, insufficient secretion of thyroxine produces an effect which is called the simple goiter. It is a swelling which is seen in front of the neck. In front of the neck. Okay. Now, this is due to insufficient iodine in the diet. When there is insufficient iodine in the diet, then this leads to simple goiter. Because what does iodine do? This iodine is important because it helps in the production of thyroxine. That means iodine, what does it do? It stimulates the thyroid gland to produce thyroxine. So when there is insufficient iodine in the diet, it leads to simple goiter. So that's why this is usually corrected by having iodized salt. Okay. Now, the next one, this one was the simple goiter due to insufficient secretion of thyroxine. Now, next one, insufficient secretion in infants, okay, in the children, in infants. It leads to a condition known as cretinism, abnormal development in infants, okay. Either the development is abnormal, okay, it is due to, say, defective formation, some defect in the formation of the thyroid gland, okay, or it has degenerated when is still in the infant stage. In that infant, maybe the thyroid has degenerated. Now, what does that lead to? It leads to physical and mental retardation. Okay, physical and mental retardation. So, first was due to insufficient secretion. One was simple goiter. This is cretinism. And the third one is called myxedema. Okay, this happens in adults. Okay, when there is insufficient secretion of thyroxine in adults, it leads to sluggishness. Okay, very slow movement, very sluggish. Swelling of hands and face. Okay, this is called myxedema due to insufficient secretion of thyroxine. Now, oversecretion of thyroxine, it leads to increased metabolic rate. The metabolic rate means the chemical reactions that go on in the body, that the rate of those reactions is increased. They are increased greatly because there is oversecretion of thyroxine, and that leads to, again, restlessness, obesity, and increased heartbeat. Okay, so when there's oversecretion of the hormone or undersecretion of the hormone, in both there will be some sort of problem. Okay, so hormones have to be secreted in the right amount. Okay, though they are required in negligible quantities, very little. Okay, very little. We don't need them in huge large amounts, but they need to be secreted in the right amount. Otherwise, under secretion also you saw the effect, and over secretion also the effect is not good. Over and under secretion. Okay, so today here I stop. I showed you the diagram of the thyroid gland. Yes, it's actually also called a butterfly shaped gland. Okay, it is like the shape of a butterfly, you can see over here. Okay, it is under the larynx, that is the voice box. Okay, just in front of the trachea on two sides. Yes, when we look at it from the front, it looks like this. From the back, it is like this. Okay, the two glands at the side, the trachea, the esophagus also runs from here. So this is the front and back view of the thyroid gland. So let me stop here today. Thank you.